just the other day, I'm here with my daughters, and they also had friends, and for the first time we did a kind of New Year's thinking at the edge with this younger generation, and they experienced something which I always experience in thinking at the edge, that it just takes a little bit more of listening, a little bit more of attending to what you mean, and you touch this web, so that even if you speak about something which is totally specific to you, the way you say it is relevant for somebody else, even though she is concerned with something totally different. So I think there one kind of so quickly one touches this web somehow, like, in thinking at the edge, I also, if we work with students, then a student might be occupied with artificial intelligence, and just going a bit deeper with thinking at the edge, the student listening to her that is, thinking about some ethnological problem, it becomes so interconnected in ways that are so difficult to say. What the one person says becomes relevant with the other, and we just need to go, like, thinking at that, is like going, like diving a little bit deeper, and all of a sudden we are more immersed, or something like this. I don't know.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
And it also erases that distinction that we make between the theoretical and the personal.
Yes.
When you're thinking, whatever you're thinking about, it brings thinking alive to this deeply personal place that has to be, that any real thinking is from the person, it's in the person, it's relevant to the people.
Yes, that's so right. That's so right. And again, because of a tradition which kind of separated the personal from the objective, we make it so hard for us to acknowledge the source, and to care for it in academia, because one always needs to be objective and theoretical and universal, and one kind of hides the personal or the subjective, or at least in many traditions that's still the case. And I think that's why also Gendlin's philosophy is so important, because he creates a new way of speaking about this personal, that is never just personal. Again, it's personal and it's collective, and it's he just discards these notions and says it's kind of implicit. It's and by conceiving it differently, we can then care for it in new ways. When we think, very often I just realized, in very often one kind of conceals the sources from which one thinks.
Yeah,
that's a pity, and that has a big impact on how we communicate. It makes things much more opaque somehow,